So there is this one common excuse that I hear a lot when I talk with someone and I ask them, well, are you doing something that you love doing and you're shining your light? And I hear this statement, they will not let me do it. Let me explain. You know, I'm all about shining your light and doing things you want to do. It could be, writing, publishing your book, or running a marathon, or moving to another country, or stop working, or whatever it is. That has to do with truly being you and doing something that you love doing it. There is always the other people. And I hear multiple times from those that I coach, or from random people that I meet, or my friends. It's this fear that the people that in our lives will not support us in whatever we want to do. Oh, I would love to do this, but she will not let me. He will not let me. And there's so much of that fear that has to do with what other people will say and how they will see us if we will do something that we want to do. Not even something doesn't have to be extreme, like running a marathon or quitting your job. It could be just simple, having a cup of coffee and enjoying yourself for 10-15 minutes while you do nothing else except you have that time with yourself and with your coffee cup, with your coffee cup. Lots of people have difficulty of doing nothing because they're afraid that other people will see them and say you're lazy. And why do we have a problem with this? Because we belong to the group. We need our tribe. We know from generations, thousands of years, that who we are really determined by the people that are around us. Our community, our family, our culture, the environment that you live in. We are tribe people. Because if we will be excluded from the group, we're going to die. Yeah, we're still carrying this in our adult life. And when you're a child, you know that if you will not please your parents, they will not feed you. But also if, thousands of years ago, you will not survive in the wilderness by yourself. So we keep on carrying this thing, And it gets me a lot when I hear someone say, you don't need anyone. Yes, you do. That's why they keep in jail. The worst case that can happen to someone is to be excluded from everybody else and put in a cell by himself or herself. Isolation. I think that's the biggest pandemic right now that we have, is the isolation. Even you could be living with people but still feel alone because you're not showing your true self. Because you're afraid the moment you're going to start showing yourself, other people are not going to like it. So when we're talking about shining your light and doing what you want to do, basically that's what it means to me. Shining your light is you allow yourself to do in the moment what you like to do. I know, I already can feel the pushback, right? It's like, well, I wish I don't have to go to work. I wish I don't have any kids. I wish. But honestly, we're not even being honest with ourselves. That has to do with those relationships. So let's talk about that. One of the things that there is this wheel of life that a lot of coaches and therapists use to work with anyone is or you don't even need to go with anyone, just kind of, I'm sure you heard about that, the wheel of life, where you have 7 or 8 categories. You actually can create as many categories as you want. And one of them is relationships. That has to do with relationships that you with significant other, or romantic, or friendships, or co-workers, or someone that you live in a house, or whatever, any ship. Something came to my mind right now. I saw this video on Instagram or somewhere, it doesn't matter. And the person said, relationships or any other ships supposed to take you somewhere. It's because it's a ship, right? It's a journey. So if you are with someone in your life and it's a friendship or, partnership, and it's not moving you towards the direction where you want to go, that ship needs to sink. But because we're tribe people, remember, I just said that, and we are afraid to be excluded from the group, hence we're going to die, we're keeping those ships anchored. Worse, we have ships in our life that bottomless. They don't even have a bottom anymore. They so sank, but we're still keeping them because of that loyalty. We are afraid to let go of that loyalty. So think about your ships. Think about those people in your life and ask yourself, are you being honest with them? And I'm not talking about cheating or doing something bad, stealing, lying. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about simple things of, are you allow yourself, your light to shine next to them? When somebody tells you, let's say you go to a friend and they say, hey, you want a cup of coffee? And you already had like 2 cups of coffee today. And you know that if you're going to have a third one, you're going to be like not sleeping all night. But you still say, yes, that's okay. Yeah, I would love that. Although you know that you should not drink another cup of coffee. But you still will say yes, because you want to please your friend. Because naturally, like, well, she tried very hard and there she goes. She is hosting me in her house. Of course I'm going to be nice. I want her to be happy. So I'm going to agree with the third cup of coffee. But that's not really you, isn't it? You're basically lying to her. And you're lying to yourself. You're basically abandoning your needs right that moment when you agree to something that you don't want to do. And so many times we think that this loyalty towards yourself or towards others and has to involve some big sins, like stealing, lying, all cheating, all of those things. But no, every day shining your light in every single step you take is being honest with yourself and then with others. So now let's just go back to the shining your light thing. Let's say you have a goal. You want to say, let's say, write a book, and you're not being honest with people around you because you are afraid how are they going to see you. And naturally, you don't want to abandon those loyalties to other people that you have in your life that you know they will not like if you write and publish the book. I'm sure you have some people in your life that you are afraid of their reaction when you start shining your light. They're not going to like it. You're going to trigger them. But also you need to remember that there are some people in your life that you need to be honest with yourself and shine your light because you will inspire them to do the same. So many times, and you probably can relate. We could be in a group and we could do the same, like a group thing. And one of the person says, I don't want this, let's do something else. And then there is like relief in the group because other people also felt the same, but they were afraid to say anything out loud because they don't want to be excluded from the group. So where is to start? Start with the list of people that you have in your life. And then write next to them. Are they inspiring you? Are they supporting you in anything? Of course, they can support you in some things and not support you in other things. But let's just talk about shining your light, and being your amazing you. Are you comfortable expressing your truly self? Are those people that you are making a list, how long they were in your life? Were they supporting you? And look, we change. We should be able to allow ourselves to change, and also we should allow other people to change too. So through all of that journey in your friendship, or whatever ship that is, were you there for each other? Or are you carrying this ship bottomless now, and you're dragging to the bottom of the sea because you know that person for 20 years? Are you afraid that if you're going to let that anchor go, the whole thing is just going to collapse, and you think, well, then I'm going to be that person that's not loyal? Because loyalty means a lot to us. That is keeping us together in a tribe. It's very important for you to look at this. And do not feel ashamed of that you need to let go some people from your life. The best way to let them go is stop responding to their messages, their phone calls, and many things. And I tell you, when I made that list, I realized there were some people in my life that I was keeping relationships with them, although they brought me nothing. And then I realized one day, wait, why am I wasting my energy on this and time? There's no need to do that. Because you can then use that energy and your time to people who actually will support you. And it's okay if you have those people coming in your life, you have friendships or whatever partnerships, and then it expires. You learn your lessons, meaning your experiences, you experience some things with them, and they moved out. It's okay. We should not be ashamed or afraid that there's something wrong with us or something wrong with them. Imagine if we'll have only 5 people in our lives and we're stuck forever. That's not really much of experience, isn't it? So other people help us to experience things. So evaluate that. Especially pay more attention, energy, and time to people that support you in the ways you need. They could be just listening to you. Maybe they could be the ones, like if you have your tire flat, they will be coming there to help you. Or maybe they can help you just by saying nothing at all, just being there. Maybe they're good huggers. Maybe somebody has great partners, business partners that they can introduce you to people. Don't be afraid to vocalize, state your preferences to those people in simple steps. As of like, you like something and you don't like something. Somebody says, hey, how about we go to this restaurant? And you don't like that restaurant. Just say it. I don't like it. I remember there was a Jack Canfield, I think that was his story in one of his books. He said that he was participating in some event and everybody got a notebook. And he had the yellow book or blue book. And the lady next to him had, yellow or the blue book. One of those, but different colors. And they vocalized in what they wanted, their preferences, and then they exchanged the notebook and both of them were happy. Although it started that they didn't like the colors that they have. But imagine if neither of them will vocalize and state their preferences, then they will be stuck with that notebook, not enjoying it themselves. But at the end, it didn't change much. It was a small effort, right? Okay, let's say that one of them will say, are you happy with your notebook? Can I have one? Can we exchange? And one of them said, oh no, I'm happy. And then you can say, you know what, that's great. But at least you asked. So how many situations you are with your relationships, closed or partnerships, all those ships, that you are allowing yourself to be honest with yourself and them when you're really telling your mind what you think, how you feel. It's very easy. I'm from Lithuania, and we have a saying that you will know the true friend in the bad times. So the moment when you start saying what you mean and you expressing yourself without abandoning yourself in front of those other people, you will recognize immediately who is there for you and who's not. And it's okay. You can let them go and you will keep and create the space for someone who will be happy to be there for you. And the moment you start doing that, you will gain a lot of trust in yourself. And you will see that nobody will die. Everybody's gonna be fine. But if you're not gonna give yourself this little change, even an opportunity for you to change anything in your life, and vocalize yourself and state preferences and say what you like, what you don't like, or even talk about your feelings, about your hurts. Communication is extremely important. If you don't do that, you grow resentment with yourself. Basically, so you are lying to them. You're probably even lying with yourself because, you're afraid how that is going to be taken, right? So have enough courage. And trust me, the moment when you start doing something small, just state your preference. Tell what you really mean. Communicate. Maybe there are some people right now that you want to talk to them. Write them a letter. Talk to them. If you don't want to talk to them, that's okay. Maybe not right now. You don't have to solve all those issues, but you really need to identify, are you lying to yourself and them by not being authentic you? And start, small. That's the key. Start telling your preferences and your true beliefs and your true thoughts. People that you trust, those the closest one to you that you really love and appreciate. And then you will gain trust in that. Then you will see that other people are actually supporting you. Nothing bad will happen. Actually, the good will happen. Because by your example, you will open the path for them to express themselves as well. And then we'll let go of a lot of resentment that we, hold against each other. Communication is extremely important. And we need to remember that other people also have their own things. They also have their own traumas, their own fears. But when you are vulnerable and allow yourself to open up to others, they will know that they are willing and welcomed and safe to open with you too. So I'm inviting you today. Okay, fine, maybe tomorrow. Make a list of those things, even in your mind, and think about it. Okay, what about those people? If you don't have a list, go through your phone. How about that? Use phone for something good. Look at your contacts and then ask yourself, is this person really still needs to be in my phone? Or, oh my gosh, I love this person and I haven't talked to the person for a very long time. Write them a message. Call them. Keep those good relationships. And now go and be amazing you.